Okay, I have started recording.
That's nice.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my God, welcome to our podcast, everyone. Hello, I'm Elsie.
And I'm Meg, and I can't stress how lucky Elsie is to have me here right now.
Have you ever wondered why children's television seemed to be so much better when you were a child? Well, there's a really obvious reason for that, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
Have you ever watched a TV show aimed at 5-year-olds and found it much more entertaining at the big old age of 23? We're going to talk about that as well.
Basically, we are two friends who enjoy looking at media a little more deeply than maybe it deserves.
So if you grew up in the 90s and 2000s on a diet of great British state-funded children's entertainment, chances are you're a brand new adult, and the world you've been pushed into is...
You are probably looking for a bit of nostalgia and a cheap laugh at an era defined by deadly game shows, puppet cacti, and Barney Harwood.
Remember him?
Yeah, I do. I've met him.
Have you? You've met him?
Very, very briefly, yeah.
What, when?
It was when... it was a few years ago. It was 2016, I think it was.
Ooh, a long time ago now.
That was when we met. Was it? We met in 2015. Well, there you go. Yeah, I saw him, and it occurred to me, like, the passage of time really hit me hard, because I could actually see wrinkles on his face.
Oh, God.
Like, he still looked like Barney Harwood, but in that moment I was like, oh, wait a second, you've literally been on television as long as, like, as far back as I can remember, and it never occurred to me that you were aging with me. Like, I thought you were 25 this whole time, you know?
Yeah.
He looks good for his age. I'm not saying he doesn't look good for his age, but he has wrinkles, because he's aged like a normal person.
In 2016, Elsie hadn't seen a person with wrinkles.
Well, it dawned on me that
she saw her first wrinkly man, Barney Harwood.
I've never been the same.
Ripe old age of 17.
Yeah. I was 17. We always had quite a little TV. We still have quite a little TV. So, you know, I mean, all TVs are HD now, aren't they? Are they? I don't know.
I would imagine all new ones are, but do you have a new TV?
It's not that new, no. I never, yeah. So when I saw him, I was like, oh shit, you're...
When Elsie says that she has quite a small TV, what she means is her family have quite a small TV.
Yes.
Because she lives with me in a flat in southwest London, and we have quite a big TV.
Okay, so this is episode 0. It's just kind of a placeholder so we can say who we are, describe what we're going to do, and so you can decide whether or not you want to come back. We should probably describe, well, if the audio sounds questionable, there's a few reasons for that. I live in basically a cupboard, and I've made a cupboard within that cupboard, and that is my recording area. I mean, it's worth saying, right, we're very new to this podcast game, but it's a niche interest that I have, and I've convinced Meg that she wants to go along with as well. And it's essentially episode 0 is just sound checks. It's just making sure that our setup's okay.
Which is why I'm about to do a big glug of water straight into the microphone.
I didn't draw the short straw when we moved in, because I said, I will take the smallest bedroom. I don't need a lot of space. And that way I'll be paying less as well.
And this was nearly 2 years ago now when it will be 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
So this was 2 years ago when Elsie hadn't decided that she was going to half her room and make it into a recording studio.
Yeah, I have a tiny, tiny little bedroom, and I've divided it, and now we're on the floor. And Meg's leg has gone dead. It's fine, though. And I mean, as I say, this is episode 0. It's just kind of like a placeholder so we can describe what the show is going to be, work out how we're going to do it, and it's essentially a sound test, which we are giving you the privilege of listening to.
So basically, we're chatting some pure shit, and you're going to listen to it.
Yeah, it'll get better, maybe. But this is the setup we've got so far. As soon as you start paying us money for this, it'll sound better. So, if that's what you want.
Please pay us some money so I can sit on a chair.
Please help our postures. Okay, so I wanted to start this a little while ago, and in between the first conception and now, it was announced that CBBC would be moving online, which is devastating, I think. But it also provides me with excuse for content. So I'm sure we'll be talking more about that. But basically, I just have a fascination with children's TV. I mean, everyone needs a little bit of light nostalgia from the 19s and 2000s every so often, especially now. For context, it is summer and gas bills have gone up and we don't know how much we will be paying yet. And that is where we are in the world right now in the UK. And CBBC has been announced to be axed. And there are currently two channels in the UK. Specifically, there are more than that, but there are two state-funded channels for children. And children are so discerning, and the level of craft is extremely high, especially in really, really good kids' TV shows. You can tell that the adults making it really care about it as well, and they're the best ones. And that is not to say that a BBC One drama is not made by talented people. Obviously, that is not what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, that is up for debate.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to make kids' TV, and I've been lucky enough to see it being made. For a little while, I was watching the behind the scenes. I was there in Salford, and they're just the nicest people in the whole world. People who care about this sort of programming. So, yeah, that is one of the reasons I wanted to make this, and I also just have an extreme passion for watching stuff from the past and discovering how it is different through adult eyes. Has any of that convinced you to want to carry on doing this podcast with me, Meg?
I've been zoned out staring into the middle distance for the last 5 minutes. The one thing that we've left out of the description of this setup is how motherfucking hot. It's the 4th of August today, so we've just come out, a couple of weeks ago we came out of a massive heat wave. It's still fairly hot in London, and it has been very, very humid this week, and I am sweating from my ankles in this room. I've never sweat from my ankles
there's
before.
Sound panels on the wall, there's a big thick soundproof blanket along one side. It's we're crazy.
We are positively glistening.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I can see you.
All right, Edward Cullen.
I am glistening like a fucking pig.
Greasing your way through the podcast.
Slipping. Sliding.
So yeah, kids' TV, that's what we're here to talk about.
I'm basically waterboard right now.
So, I am big nostalgia whore. So what the point I was building up to making is we're in a time where I think people our age, early 20s, we've just been pushed out into this world, and I kind of feel like we need to look back on the pure joy of kids' TV, because this country has some amazing programming for children. CBeebies especially is treasured by a lot of parents, and we have currently, soon it won't be that way, but we currently have 2 state-funded channels for children, and for 2 different age groups of children, and that can only exist with a lot of adults who care about making that sort of content. I just find it very heartwarming and wholesome that it's something that is so well produced in this country, because it doesn't have to be necessarily. We could just say no, we don't have to make it.
That being said, kids will watch some utter bullshit. They're discerning, but not always in a good way.
Yes, I'm saying all this praise, but I do want to point out that this podcast will mostly be looking at children's media through adult eyes and absolutely tearing it to shreds, just ripping the arse out of it. Is that all right? Good, thank you. Right, so should we do some proper introductions now that that's out of the way?
Yeah, if you feel that that's necessary.
Well, I do. I think people want to get to know you.
Me?
Yeah.
Specifically me?
Yeah.
Not you?
Well, that'll come later.
Okay.
So, who do you think you are? What are you doing in this life? Are you happy in this modern world?
Who do you think you are? What are you doing in this life? Well,
You're just like your father.
You're not worth shit. Who am I? Well, I think I am essentially the same as every other 23-year-old living in a flat share in London in 2022. As in, I've got a money job, but it's not my dream.
Yeah. You've got 2 degrees almost and a boyfriend.
I mean,
that's nice, isn't it?
That's nice. That is a nice thing to be able to say.
2 degrees and a boyfriend.
I'm highly educated and somebody loves me.
Just to get us started, just to know a little bit more about your humble hosts, we're going to do some quick fire questions.
Elsie, what's your favourite flavour of Fanta?
This is boring, right? This is really boring. Orange is one of my favourite flavours ever of anything. So pretty much the original. If it comes in like those McDonald's, like the McDonald's ones.
McDonald's Fanta is your favourite Fanta.
It's elite, yeah.
I think that is a very, very noble answer.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's also worth saying, because I think that this tells you more about me than I could in any question, is that recently my coffee and alcohol intake has hit rock bottom. I barely drink coffee anymore. I barely drink alcohol anymore. But what has skyrocketed is the amount of
fizzy pop,
fun drinkies that I treat myself to. So the reason that I am asking Elsie what her favourite flavour of Fanta is
where your mind is.
I have had every single fucking flavour of Fanta that exists in the last 3 months. And I'll tell you, hands down, lemon, if we're going basic, Fanta lemon can't be beaten, but the peach one is worldy.
It's good. It's good. Listen, listeners, if you don't know this already, Chupa Chup has a line of drinks.
Chupa Chup does have a line of drinks. It's got melon and cream, and it's pretty good.
Yeah, I had the mango one last night. That was quite good.
In our little corner shop last night, we found, what was it, Mountain Dew Flaming Hot, was it?
Yeah, it was Flaming Hot Mountain Dew. What's that?
And the thing is, I didn't buy it because, well, I didn't fancy diarrhea last night.
And yet...
I still had diarrhea last night, but it wasn't at the hands of spicy Mountain Dew.
Oh God, it was like at the hands of a salad or something.
My tummy hurts.
It was though. A salad gave you diarrhea.
I'm 23 years old and a salad's giving me diarrhea.
Can I tell you something about me? When I was a young child, I thought I knew the word diarrhea, but I didn't know what it referred to. And I thought that it was like one of those old-fashioned, like, sort of delicate women dying of disease kind of diseases. I thought it was like consumption or something. I thought if someone had diarrhea, they were like lounging around in a lacy white dress being like waited upon. That's what I thought it was.
Taken to the seaside.
Yes! Taken to the seaside for some sea air so they could die.
They give in like calves foot jelly or something.
Yeah, that's what I thought diarrhea was. I was like, oh, that's such a romantic sounding disease.
So famous 5. Okay, Elsie, here's another one for you.
Okay.
What's your favourite ABBA song?
I have something to tell you.
Oh dear.
This is
listener, she's looking at me in a way I've never been looked at before in my life.
I don't think I've told you this. I mean, well, it's a very, very tight draw between Super Trooper and Dancing Queen, which I know is really basic, but I find them the 2 most emotional songs.
You've told me that you think that Super Trooper is the most emotional ABBA song, yes.
But so we have my current colleague, Meg's ex-colleague. So you know Will.
I know Will.
Listener, you don't know Will, but...
Hi, Will.
Hi, Will. He said during my last shift with him that he thinks that ABBA fans are a vocal minority.
Incredible.
Can you believe that? I used to like him.
The goal on that man. Bye, Will.
Bye. All right, Meg, I've got one for you. Let's bring it back to the subject at hand. Who was your favourite CBBC office continuity announcer person?
I don't remember any of them. Oh, apart from...
Well, that's why you're here. You're here to learn. We will be talking about them at great depth.
I would say my favourite... I think this is probably quite a basic answer because I don't really remember that many of them.
That's fine.
But Ian Sterling holds memory.
Yeah.
Just because I think he's such a lovely man.
Oh, he is, yeah.
That's it. That's all I've got to say.
Well, that's fine. I mean, this show is for people that don't remember too much. We'll be doing lots of reminding.
What's
fine.
CBBC?
That, believe it or not, that is the level that we are going back down to. So that's fine. I'm going to answer that question right now. Ed Petrie was my favourite.
Oh, I remember Ed Petrie.
Yeah.
See, you start saying these names, and I do remember them. I just, I don't really remember that much of my childhood, to be honest.
And I remember too much, and that's why we're the perfect pair for this.
Yes.
Yeah. Also, Ian Sterling, back in the day, like when he did start on CBBC, I don't know, 15 years ago or something crazy like that, he had that whole kind of Bieber hairstyle thing that was in at the time.
Yeah,
remember he was kind of like
hair, but I did still fancy him.
Yeah, he was like a bit fit, wasn't he?
I think
still is a bit fit.
He still is a bit fit, yeah. I'd like to take this opportunity to tell everybody that my dad's favourite ABBA song...
this is unforgivable.
Of all the ABBA songs that you could choose from...
A waste of an opinion.
...is Thank You for the Music.
What?
Now,
what?
To extend on this, I found out fairly recently that it is also my boyfriend's favourite ABBA song.
Oh, Meg.
So I'd like to tell him now that... No, I don't have the heart to break up with him. I'll do it in person.
What a waste of an opinion.
I know. I mean, they've got so many 10 out of 10 absolute bops.
Yeah. My dad once described ABBA as like Scandi clog music mixed with like Europop kind of stuff, which it is. It's the combination of those two things. But Thank You for the Music is just clog music. That's what it is.
Yeah.
There's nothing special about that song. I'm sorry, ABBA.
They start that song with "I am nothing special. In fact, I'm a bit of a bore." As if they're just setting up what to expect from that song.
Yeah. There's a reason Mamma Mia used it in the credits and not in the main body of the film. Yeah. Okay, sweet Meg.
Else?
I think that we've...
Regular else?
I think we've reached the end of episode 0. Episode 1, we're starting very strong, and this was actually Meg's idea for the first one.
Because I have the best ideas.
Yeah, it's... I had such a fun time researching this one. Meg, do you want to tell all the boys and girls what it is?
It's Inside Number 9.
Yes. So tune in. No, it's Pingu. We're going to do Pingu. Noot noot. If you enjoyed what you heard, you can listen to our little podcast on any of the platforms you find most user-friendly. That is up to you. You can have that choice.
And hopefully by then the podcast will actually have a name.
Yeah, have you noticed that we've not named it? It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yeah, it'll be okay, I think. Right, that's our first episode. I think we did all right.
I think we did okay.
Yeah, considering that we live underneath a flight path. If you can hear that, that's what that is.
I don't think they can hear it.
Well,
I think it's just us.
Okay. Just our dulcet tones.
Dulcet tones and the Heathrow.
Noot, motherfuckers. It's going to be Pingu.
Noot.
Noot. See you next time.
Bye.